Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mention. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to come and discuss a few, as usual, speak about spirituality, the ascension process to understand what is really going on. For there is a great awakening that is going on. But first, I'm going to pull some cards with the Dakini. The situation is really the apocalypse. Here it's called the Holocaust, but it's really the end of time. Everything is like all the darkness. It took millennia of time for the program to be, the dark program to be released. It's this purification process. So just don't don't play out the game. Allow all those things that needs to be changed to be transformed. Around this situation is the hot seat, is the power of the emperor, is the power of freedom, empowerment, sovereignty. We come to assume the responsibility for, we have to let go of control when it comes to many outcomes in the outer world, but we need to control our thoughts, our words, and our deeds. It's very important to have a disciplined mind and to be aligned with the truth. What we see before us is the power of the snake, the power of will, the power of sexuality, the power of choice. What we have in our subconscious is the distant past is the bed of roses. Although it's been difficult, we've cultivated so much connection, so much we have dressed so many things that we have there is a past that's been defined for us, before us, and now we are in the island of jewel. Is the card of the star, the miracle. Anything's possible. Ask and you shall receive. What's coming in the near future is this wonderful card of the magic carpet, an acceleration of things. It is really, it's like the free magic carpet ride. Power, our strength within the situation is this marvelous card of abundance. For this abundance is coming, and this abundance is there. Already feel it. It's like so just be the abundance. We will become another very powerful card reflected in our environment is Shiva, the pillar of fire, the empowerment, the light, the power of love and wisdom. There is only one power. It is the power of God, and so we cannot. We can utilize the power, the life force that God gave us for so many things, but when we choose to align, we cannot corrupt the will of God. So we're in the will of God, or we're allowed to come out of the will of God. So for the highest will, the highest good of all, the most loving aspect of, when I say the will of God, is like very... it's just what we believe, what we know to be the expression of love and wisdom in this situation. What we feel in our hopes and fear, in our inner emotion, is going to be the horseplay, is going to be to play, to enjoy, to have fun, and we really want that. And we have exactly the same outcome as in the French reading, and it is very much about cultivating kindness, to slow down, to be gentle. Very important to be gentle. Is this card mean and heavy? The world may be mean and heavy because we haven't tuned into we haven't recreated in a kind form. So do not be like the world. Do not be kind. Do not be kind. It's very the outcome of that. It's going to push out. We want to eliminate all the things that may be still troubling us. And so for the alignment we seek is the alignment with supremacy. Supremacy is and aligning with the one that is all, and the all that is one, to be able to connect to the cosmic consciousness, the Godhead. For we eventually return to the original Godheads, but God is the only thing that God, source, creator, is the only thing that was inevitable. That is inevitable. It can all the universe could have. God didn't have to create the universe; It just did it. But it's the existence of God is what's not was the existence of, for instance, on Paradise, the sun, the existence of the Paradise, the sun and the spirit and the central universe was inevitable. It was just. Always has been, always will be. There is no point. The story is told about the origin of Paradise and the central universe, but it's presented as a fictional story for time being to understand the chronology of things. But for we were created by group souls, and then we engage in adventures, and so eventually we'll return to that point of origin, and we've been connected through the process of coming into the universe. We had incarnation in many different planets, and we have many friends and family in many other planets, regardless of what what's been said on the media, because they're not yet recognizing. A lot of them are just denying the fact that extraterrestrial can exist. They say, well, those things, those aerial phenomenon, they just, because they're not calling UFO, they call aerial, unidentified aerial phenomenon. Well, they're just spontaneous things that come from the Earth. And if they are extraterrestrials, they have to become on the monocellular creatures. They can be, they can only be microbes. So but they cannot be more intelligent than us. It's like, although we don't know, we are the pinnacle of existence, and how could there can never be any existence out in the universe that can transcend or be higher than human beings? And so it's like they're still trying to protect their secrets, I guess, when it comes to that, because but a lot of truth will come out, and you got to cultivate your own plans regardless of how slow or fast, but we'll contribute eventually. We're all contributing. What we have to do is to understand karmic relationship, to turn all the karmas into love, into balance, into healing, into so that is very and it is normal sometimes to feel a little bit lost, to feel that we're disconnected, because it's a sign of transformation. Just got to relax, accept, relax, let go, and there is the transformation. But we need to let go of certain things in order to allow the transformation to happen. For maybe I guess when they say they see those ships, well, they're not really ships, but they're orbs. They say, well, it's like it was created by a civilization of microbes that discovered a way to travel space. But they conceive that it's completely impossible to travel from star to star, because it would contradict the laws of physics that they know. And since they know it's impossible, and therefore it cannot be. That is the logical explanation to their. Yet they recognize that they do not know everything, so it's kind of like a good sign. The card of the day is straight righteousness. It's about being straight, being honest, being straightforward, to align with that which we know is true, and we need to because what we seek is we're going to come out of this phase is to moving into a greater acceptance of a greater love, to accept, to feel that, to learn to go into project our consciousness to crystal pyramids, or to our crystal pyramids, or to go into the inner temple, or to ask to go into special ashrams, to go into mystery school. For it's all about access in the higher dimension. But even on the planet, it's not about possession, it's about access. What can you access? So it's about asking for abundance in access, in connection, with humility and simplicity. From the perspective of the God self, everything is simple. Life is simple. Everything is simple. Everything is understood. Everything is past, present, future, of all things. But for us, sometimes it gets a bit confusing. So you can always turn on to your Creator to say, well, please, Creator, show me the way. And the way is the middle way. Is the way that... there's only one power. It is the one power that is that initiated all that, and so we'll. Yeah, because right now there's this exposition of darkness. The darkness is being exposed, and exposing the darkness, it is about like the cavern of Plato. Once one of the prisoners has been ejected into the great sunlight and sees the truth of the eternal light of the sun, he needs to return. He wants, by compassion, he wants to return into the cavern to save all of the prisoners. But they all want to put him to death at the time. He was just they do not want to wake up. But now the time has changed. So I'm very close to Plato in terms of values, the value we share, just as the Christian tradition. There is although there is Nietzsche in the Crepuscle of Idols. I don't know how it's called in English, but he breaks down all those philosophy, or the Antichrist. He breaks down all that. But Nietzsche, first his books have been manipulated after his death, but he was quite researched, and he's quite he makes a good points in Beyond Good and Evil, because in the name of good, people make evil things, dark things. They create a lot of suffering in terms of higher morality. Like they believe that their will is the higher will, and they want to enforce it on others. So there is value, but yet I will remain pretty much a Platonician. For art, science, and philosophy evolve and grow, but it's not about fashion. A lot of things about in the art, or even in science, or or even in philosophy, is a lot about fashion. It's like things that will work for a time and then a new fashion will come and replace it. But when we seek in art is to be timeless. Just as science, we need to evolve science into a timeless perspective and have to philosophy that includes the law of one, the tree of life. For we need to understand supremacy before we even touch upon ultimacy and absoluteness. For supremacy is the return to the source. We already, once we will discover that, we'll return to the source, which is our ultimate goal, the realization of um, of supremacy. And but we can already touch upon the ultimate and the absolute. It's not, we're not limited by anything. The ultimate is connected to the transcendental beings of paradise. With transcendental is very different what we use, like in Immanuel Kant, transcendental, independent from the object. When transcendental consciousness, the ascension process, the transcendentals are very different. They call absonites on paradise, and this is just there is 1,000 order of beings that are called transcendental. They're not created beings; they eventuated beings. Under the supervision of the architects of the master universe, which is the highest order of transcendental beings, and they have nothing to do with time and space. Basically, they have absolutely nothing to do with time and space, and all their actions is all about what will come out after time and space. So that's what we call transcendental on paradise. But those beings are not really made contact with some of them, but still those will be mysteries will be unfolding once we achieve that residence. We'll be able to discover amazing beings that always have been there. It's just the secrets that God protects over there. They're so mind-blowing. I don't know all that much about it, but what I know just is promising. It's like hopeful. Because it's the truth, the truth of God, the truth of the kingdom of God is so great, grander, more extraordinary than anything. And there is only love there, and there is no opposing force to God and truth. It's just created this illusion of separation in order to create the expansion of the universe, and he allows all those scenarios to play. But he's very courageous in allowing that to play and to for so long sometimes, but for God time it doesn't exist. So it's like, so the card of the day is the milk and the honey. Focus on the good things of life, all those good things. Focus on feeling good, feeling love, feeling joy, breathing everything out. And for when we seek, some people know this, it's good to be open-minded, but looking for ultimacy before we understand supremacy would be like understanding trigonometry before we know calculus. First we have to have the base of calculus before we can move on to higher forms of mathematics. So but it will all come, and just the more we relax, the less we think about things, the more the answers will faster the answers will come. So I hope you have a good day. I just wanted to come and say hello. I think that's basically what I wanted to talk about. For we're going to discover some wonderful things about science, about who we are. And truth is just about understanding who we are. We are God in evolution. Everyone is this process of this creator source that became all that is through the infinite diversity, and each part has to come back. All is programmed eventually to return to source, not in the immediate future for some, but we all so I'm going to finish with a song. I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I thank you for your donations. If you want a private session, I wanted to sing a song, another song, but I couldn't find the words, so I'm going to sing this one. It's called Up Where We Belong. It goes like this. Who knows what tomorrow brings? In a world few hearts survive. All I know is the way I feel. When it's real, I keep it alive. The road is long. There are mountains in our way, but we climb a step every day. Love lifts us up where we belong, far from the world below, up where the clear winds blow. Some hang on to used to be, live their lives looking behind. All we have is here and now. All our lives are there to find. The road is long. There are mountains in our way, but we climb a step every day. Love lifts us up where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high. Love lifts us up where we belong, far from the world we know, where the clear winds blow. Time goes by, no time to cry. Life's you and I alive. Today, love lifts us up where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high. Love lifts us up where we belong, far from the world below, up where the clear winds blow. Love lifts us up where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high. Love lifts us up where we belong. The song was sung by Jennifer Warnes and Joe Cooker, of course. It was an officer and a gentleman, Island Records. Took a note of it. There was a that's really a very philosophical song. It said, like, when you listen to the words, it's like no time to cry. Life's you and I right now, alive. But we know there's mountains in our way, and we have to climb a step every day. And that love lift up where we belong, and just to allow that, to accept that. And this is really what Raphael is suggesting, is with this great magical lamp, the genie. We can call on the genie to manifest this beautiful. It says, make a wish. Your dreams are becoming reality, a happy time of your life. So there is really no reason to worry. Continue to trust and be open to the receptivity, the miracles, and continue to follow your heart. I thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Adonai.